complete digital remastering of the film. And so we took it up to the equivalent of 4K resolution through image sharpening algorithms and things like that, and reduced the grain and made it look just better than it has ever looked, ever. I mean, even originally. Then we started on the 3D from that. But you have to appreciate when a movie's shot in 2D, there's absolutely zero depth data that's recorded in that moment of photography. So you're starting from scratch. So there's no computer algorithm that can just magically kind of turn a 2D picture into a 3D picture. It's human beings sitting at screens looking at images and saying, well, that person's obviously in front of that one, and that person's behind that one, and that table is behind that person. And they literally start assigning depth kind of cues to each one of these objects in the frame, and they have to do it for every frame, 24 times a second, times 3 hours and 15 minutes. So it's insane. You know, it's like building the Vatican out of Lego. You know, it's just like crazy, intense, labor-intense process.
Where did the idea originate to do it?
Well, I actually thought it would be a pretty cool thing to do. Back in 2005, I was out kind of proselytizing that 3D was going to revolutionize cinema, and I wanted to get exhibitors to put in 3D projectors. And at that time, I think there were 75 that had been put in for Chicken Little. And that was it. That was the start of the revolution. That was kind of the 3D spring, if you will. And so I was trying to tell people, well, you know, it's not just that we're going to make movies in 3D, because there was this perception that it was going to take too long. The animated films took too long, and shooting movies in 3D took long. So, well, we can also go back and, you know, redo a bunch of movies that we know and love in 3D. And I'm going to do Titanic. I just kind of like blurted it out in front of a whole bunch of exhibitors, like 4,000 exhibitors, you know, in Vegas at Cine Expo. So then we started talking, like, well, can we really do this? Typically, you know, it's ready, shoot, aim in my book. You know, then we started doing tests to make sure that it was really going to be possible. And the tests looked gorgeous. The only question was, could we do it at scale? Could we do 3 hours and 15 minutes worth? We had one great minute at that point.
Can you talk a little bit about sort of your aesthetic attitude towards 3D? Because I think when we think about the earlier iterations of 3D in the 50s and the 80s, that one of the things that kind of killed it off was you had a lot of gimmick movies with things jumping out of the screen to you. And I don't want to disappoint anyone, but there's no shot in this movie where the Titanic comes out of the screen into the audience.
Well, if you want to know everything that you're not supposed to do in a 3D movie, just watch Andy Warhol's Frankenstein. Because there's a shot where the spear comes through a guy's body and his, I think, left kidney hangs on the end of the spear, like right in your face for about a minute. Well, you'd never do that shot in a normal movie. You just wouldn't do that shot. It would look stupid. And if you watch the film in 2D, it looks stupid. There's actually some beautiful 3D in the film, by the way. I don't want to throw the whole movie under the bus. But the point is that when you make a 3D film in such a way that it draws attention to the fact that you're sitting in a movie theater wearing funny-looking glasses so that you can enjoy the stereoscopic process, you've just lost the battle. Because a movie is supposed to cast a spell. It's supposed to take you gently by the hand on a journey. And 10 minutes into that journey, you should forget you're in a movie theater, you should forget you're wearing glasses, you should forget it's in 3D. It should just, the 3D should just be there like the music and like the color in the film to create a whole, you know, an organic whole. And I think if you have that attitude about 3D, it influences every aesthetic decision you make on a shot-by-shot basis. And that would apply to a native 3D, you know, film shot in 3D like Avatar, or a film that's converted like Titanic.
And